The dark side of K-pop? Here's what Jungkook admitted in Europe. The revelation was as sudden as it was shocking. In front of thousands of fans in Europe, Jungkook, BTS's youngest member, long hailed as the Golden Magne, hinted at truths that many had long suspected but never expected to hear directly from his own voice. What exactly did he mean when he described the hidden weight behind the glittering world of K-pop? And why did he choose Europe, far from Seoul, as the stage to let these words slip into the public sphere? Observers who witnessed the moment described the atmosphere as one of disbelief. Fans were ecstatic at first, as Jungkook took the stage with his usual energy, but his tone shifted midway, becoming unexpectedly raw. His voice trembled, his eyes seemed to reveal a storm, and in that fleeting instant, his carefully maintained image of perfection cracked. The question that lingers is simple yet devastating. What was Jungkook trying to warn us about the industry that built his fame? The European concerts had been marketed as a celebration. BTS's connection to the global stage, their immense popularity across borders, and the overwhelming power of their fandom. But amid the roaring cheers, Jungkook's admission struck like a thunderclap. He confessed that the K-pop machine, while dazzling in its exterior, has corners darker than the public can ever imagine. He did not go into explicit details, but his wording was precise enough to ignite speculation. Sometimes, he said, the lights are too bright, and the silence behind them is unbearable. Such a statement is not casual. It is not the language of rehearsed gratitude or the cheerful rhetoric of an idol thanking fans. It is a warning, and Europe, seemingly by chance, became the site where it was delivered. Why there? Analysts argue that speaking abroad grants idols a sliver more freedom, a chance to articulate what might otherwise be censored or softened on their home turf. Jungkook's words were carefully chosen, yet they slipped into a domain of truth that fans rarely hear directly. The possibility that K-pop, behind its glamour, hides unbearable strains. Fans immediately linked this with recurring themes: the rigorous schedules, the limited personal freedom, and the immense pressure to maintain an image that is almost superhuman. For Jungkook, who entered the industry at such a young age, these burdens may have shaped his entire adult life. In Europe, where cultural expectations differ and where fans are known to welcome unfiltered honesty, he may have felt a fleeting moment of liberation to admit that not everything is as perfect as it seems. The confession has since been dissected endlessly online. Was Jungkook pointing at the demanding training systems that strip idols of normal adolescence? Was he hinting at the relentless control over their private lives, friendships, and even emotions? Or was this a direct cry about mental health, an acknowledgement that even global superstars cannot escape the weight of constant scrutiny? The silence that followed his statement only amplified the unease. Fans held their breath, unsure whether to celebrate his bravery or to mourn the pain behind his words. What makes this even more striking is the timing. BTS, as a group, has long been perceived as invincible, a cultural powerhouse representing not only music, but also the face of modern South Korea. For Jungkook to expose cracks in that armor during such a crucial international appearance suggests that the pressure is reaching a breaking point. Could it be that Europe, far removed from the headquarters of K-pop's industry machinery, offered the rare safety to speak? Or was it an impulsive act, an unguarded moment in which his true feelings slipped through? The global impact of his statement cannot be underestimated. Western media quickly latched onto his remarks, describing them as a rare glimpse into the machinery of idol culture. Fans across Europe took to social media, expressing both heartbreak and admiration. Many praised Jungkook for his courage, while others feared for his safety within an industry notorious for its tight grip on its artists. What will happen when idols reveal too much? Will the industry tighten its controls further, or will this mark the beginning of an unavoidable conversation? The truth is that Jungkook's words were not only about himself. They echoed the collective experience of countless idols whose struggles remain invisible to the public eye. His choice of language, referring to unbearable silence, suggests isolation, perhaps loneliness, beneath the blinding lights of fame. It paints a picture of a young man trapped between adoration from millions and suffocating restrictions imposed behind the scenes. For fans, the revelation is bittersweet. The idol they admire is both human and deeply wounded. The emotional response was immediate. Reports from the concert described fans crying, some even shouting words of comfort back at the stage. ARMY, known for its fierce loyalty, rallied online with messages of solidarity, demanding that their idol's well-being be prioritized above commercial schedules. The irony, however, remains. The very system that elevated Jungkook to global stardom is the same system that might now be threatening his peace of mind. How long can this contradiction last before it implodes? Jungkook has always been seen as resilient, the embodiment of discipline and talent. Yet this rare admission in Europe shattered that narrative, exposing vulnerability. Analysts have suggested that his remarks may be part of a broader shift, where idols are beginning to reclaim their voices, however cautiously. But even if this is true, the risks are enormous. Speaking against the unspoken rules of the industry is often met with resistance, sometimes even punishment. The silence from official circles only intensifies the tension. If no one addresses what he said, then the mystery grows darker and the speculation becomes impossible to contain. For fans and observers alike, one question overshadows everything. What is the real cost of K-pop stardom? Jungkook's admission has forced this uncomfortable conversation into the open. It is no longer enough to marvel at the music videos, the choreography, or the sold-out arenas. Behind those accomplishments lie lives lived under extraordinary duress. The cracks Jungkook revealed in Europe may only be the beginning, but they are cracks that threaten to widen unless change occurs. The aftermath continues to unfold. Social media remains ablaze with debates. Some argue that idols deserve more autonomy and freedom, while others believe that the perfection of K-pop is precisely what the world loves, even if it comes at a personal cost. Jungkook's words have polarized fans, yet united them in one undeniable truth. Something is deeply wrong, and silence will no longer suffice. The unanswered questions are haunting. What more is being hidden, and how much longer can idols endure it? The European stage, meant to be a triumph of global reach, has instead become a spotlight on the shadows that K-pop rarely allows to be seen. Jungkook, perhaps unintentionally, has opened a door that may be impossible to close again. Every word he uttered will be analyzed, replayed, and remembered as the moment when the illusion cracked. Whether this leads to reform or repression remains uncertain, but one fact is clear. The dark side of K-pop has never been closer to the surface, and Jungkook's voice may have just exposed it to the world.